You ain't mad at me, mad at your father. Dark skin bag with the ill 9. I feel like Usher popping his collar. Harlem. Cash flow like I'm from Harlem. Cash flow like I'm from Harlem. Yeah. Yeah. 500 pounds. Call me up now. Bitch, I'm around. I'm in the town. Got multiple styles. I figure shit out. 500 pounds. Call me up now. Bitch, I'm around. I'm in your town. Got multiple styles. I figure shit out. Yo, covered in gold. 500 pounds. Yo, you ain't got the heart to tell to stand out. Every mama still mad. I'm not a man now. Move to the hood. I tell him stand down. Whole ass nigga looking for a handout. All pink. Everything's my killer camp style. This my season. Some of the same style. For some type of way, but I don't feel nothing. It's something. So ain't nothing discussion gonna cover me, niggas. Who better be busting me bags in the crib. All them cousins be holding me down. They ain't holding no grudge and car roll smoke on the Denver nugget. Same shit as the future with the digital dial. Bad hoes worry about standing out. I want you to tell me how bitter I sound. I don't think my nigga Vince just hit me with a pound. 500 pounds. Call me up now. Bitch, I'm around. I'm in your town. Got multiple styles. I figure shit out. Covered in gold. 500 pounds. Yo, 500 pounds. 500 pounds. Call me up now. Bitch, I'm around. I'm in your town. Multiple styles. I figure shit out. I'm covered in gold. 500 pounds. Yo. Haitian John doing voodoo to the opso. Creedus Apollo, champion God for running on globe the day after tomorrow. Got a young Shaw dad, the king of sorrow. 2020, I practice being more honest. Bro, this plays boys, the blue bar. Spitting your balls like Mr. Robotic. I move by fake weed, smoking the cockpit. Out of your lead, she out of your price range. Came from the day, came back in my price range. Reason why a whole life changed. So when I say go, I make a life change. Told my daddy I'm thirsty on $1 million. Enough table to feed all these children. President sweeping me up in the building. Now fuckers you grown. I don't feel what you feeling. Always gonna be somebody's villain. Keep your opinion. I don't feel what you feeling. Gave you the key, still hating on me. President the sweet still. For the life of women, I got over the bitch. Remember your bridge, got over the shit. I'm a way better king when I'm sober shit. And price strike back like a cobra and shit. I'm all boss talk, bull laying, the central bull laying. Speed down with the dragons I enter. My dragon in the eye, make them say that's fire. I run to the bitch till I get tired. Every so often I keep this feeling. Connected dots, my seeds are pulling. Here's the truth, I don't live with you. Suck at the boots, I said 500 pounds. 500 pounds. Call me up now. Bitch, I'm around. I'm in your town. Multiple styles. Figure shit out. Covered in gold. 500 pounds. Yeah. I don't need your life. I think I like my life. Is that my baby? I don't write love songs. I think it, yo. No, it's not who I think it is. Thick ass styles and a couple kids. Got you out the right, run my bed shit. Pull a bad bitch, I'm a leverage. I cash up myself for the babysit. I might spin the block, have a baby with you. Young OG now. Prison penthouse at the holy ground now. Give it up for the Jersey boy. I'm Bob Burke, collect purses boy. I got the funds for the purchase boy. Right, you know me like Chloe and burn the boy. Got potential, moxie with you. Come to me, I'm the doctor bitches. Out for blood, you would not forgive them if you're not my sister. You're not my sister. Hoes went down on the doctor bitches. Batman or Robin with it. The crew run. Your crew run. You're done out here now, you can't be undone. Had to roll out, you talking crazy, sounding crazy, vision hazy. Is that my baby? Is that, yo, I'm Big Daddy, not your baby daddy. Putting hands on hips, hot girl, get at me. Angel of death says knock down there, parents getting topped in a hideaway. There's certain things I forgot to say. Did you ever tell me what the fuck not to say? Yo, shit goes out like the right away. Yo, I ain't text back right away. It's a good thing that I don't fucking need you. The one that complete you, the evil's the future. That's the other way around. Let you crown, kings make queens, see you around time. I know he a downgrade. I'm the 23, my bitch on the same age, you work hard at the fucking beautiful women. Sipping wine in a beautiful linen. No, it's not who I think it is. Thick ass styles and a couple kids. Got you walking right on my best shit. Pull a bad bitch, I'm a left whip. I cash up the sound for the babysit. I might spin the block, have a baby with you. Young OD now. Hit the penthouse like the holy ground. What's up? What's up? I still love you. I hope you know.
Don't stop it.
Say the truth. We were never meant to be. Sorry, I had to leave. Sorry, I had, yeah. Man, Mad power couple not giving a fuck. Oh, if I represent him, my baby nuck if you buck. Divine feminine touch, divine masculine lust, being my masculine friend. I ain't doing too much. What you mean I ain't build shit? I built this whole country, leaving notes in my mirror saying, why don't you love me? Fuck it. 50-50 should have known you was bucket. Good men aren't kings, so let me know if we fucking. Let's get it. I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you. I don't look me. This nigga, there's no us. Let's get it. I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you. I don't care what you say, my nigga, that's not love. Hey, yo, I'm cool with fear, and I'm friends with the truth. I said, zoom, give me some room, I'm getting loose. Ooh, feeling wiggly as a crackhead tooth. I said, girl, don't touch nothing, just let me produce. The space you take out, them lies you make up. Y'all with you when you wake up, we fucking with no makeup. I do this in remembrance, so I remember when, yeah. This is when I lost my innocence, 32 years to find my path. For my son, I cut the time in half. So at 16, we'll smoke our first blunt together, it's the 6 paths. Yeah, baby daddy can never. I say power to the people, bitch, I'm about to do menace. Used to wanna be your nigga, used to wanna be famous. It's the kid that ain't kidding, no legs that keep licking. You ain't clumsy like Fergie, my nigga, so stop tripping the moments the way. Giving the moment and start clicking, seem like a good time to rhyme something with bitches. One fact, fuck this, you wanna borrow some fuck shit. You don't know me no more, and don't you fucking forget it, let's get it. I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you. There's no we, my nigga, there's no us. Get it, I don't know you don't know me. Gotta get the smoke on and shit. Yeah. There's no we, my nigga, there's no us. I said, I hate you so much right now. I know you shine like a diamond cause there's diamonds in your mouth. Or you shine like a diamond cause I put diamonds in your mouth. And I can even hear the beauty in you cussing me out. I used to want your life, but I don't need your life. I never met my wife, but yo, I love my wife. And yo, I used to want a life that was better than yours. Now I'm eating good, fucking good, ready for war. Me and these kings be warring for nothing important. I got bitches in warring all the way out in orange. I made a kingdom in my heart, so now my aura is orange. Bros are pouring, I be Voltron forming, I say power to the people, bitch, I'm about to do menace. Used to wanna be your nigga, used to wanna be famous. I used to want a life that was better than yours. Now I'm eating good, fucking good, ready for war, I'm saying. Come on, man, one more time.
Your body. If you love me, you don't even do nothing.
Relax, Shotty. Relax.
Bitch, shut the fuck up in 2020.
Joe, chill, Joe. Leave that in 2024, Joe. Alright, man, it's time for us to embark on this journey, man. It's time for us to cook. It's time for us to come to the grips of things, pause. It's time for us to come to reality, alright? It's time for us to have a good time, man. Them vibes again, who gon' check me down? Anyway, so, for the last few years, man, us black folks online, ones who's paying attention, we've been having this conversation about, I always credit the pandemic to this kind of an awakening, or for the most part, you can also maybe argue that this was the opening of the market. Because I always argue that generational wealth is really a scammer's term, right? But I think if you were interested in trying to make some extra money, how to actually run a business, I think for most of us, the pipeline goes pause. Sorry. The pipeline starts at you pursuing some more mobility, pursuing some more resources, maybe trying to get your credit up, trying to get your money up, right? So a lot of us arrived at that point during the pandemic, and this is kind of a little bit after we kind of get out of the Black Lives Matter mindset, we get out of the let's burn this bitch down mindset, the rioter mindset, the victim mindset, right? Because the year after that, that's when people like Anton Davis became very popular, and he started certain conversations. The one in particular that he started was the conversation or the point that he made about how black culture is trash, right? And he went viral for that because it sounds provocative, it gets your attention, and amongst black people, the thing that's the shit for you to do is, for one, it's to promote blackness, it's to promote black people getting opportunity, pretty much black folks getting shit, you know what I mean? And I think for a long time we've been supporting one another maybe blindly, right? So for example, I give an example, right? So let's say we're talking about black owned business, right? Black owned business is not for the sake of just letting you guys into some insight when it comes to who's behind this operation, who runs this whole thing. Black owned business is pretty much a call or a signal to other black folks, hey, listen, I'm on bullshit. I'm fucked up, gang. I don't do good business. You're never going to see a Chinese food store say Chinese owned. Now, I know it's not the best example, but hey, listen, I'm human. I'm here. At least I'm trying. You know? I'm trying. But for the most part, when you see that and what that, we don't even realize that there's nothing positive associated with a black business like that. I mean, if, like, let's in terms of like, all right, what you can come to expect. Let me tell you something. When you niggas is working somewhere, there are so many places that I don't want to go to because I don't want to deal with you niggas, man. It's certain places I go to where you say hello to the person who worked there or say good morning to the person who worked there, and they don't greet you back. They are so removed from reality, like, because they are so deep into the motherfucking loser mindset. Because that loser mindset is the one where there's no gratitude. You're not grateful for shit. You don't appreciate nothing. Like the other day, I saw a story online about a woman who crapped on her boss's desk after she won the lottery. Like, she took a dump on her boss's desk as a farewell. That, believe it or not, that's that victim mindset. Because the victim mindset always tells you that, listen, no one deserves your best. No one did like you do not need to show up in the world. I hate that word, but you don't need to show up in the world for nobody. Just be. All right. If anyone's putting pressure on you, if anyone's holding you accountable, that's a baddie. That's not bad. I'm sorry. That's a meanie. They're mean, not nice. I'm just saying. That's what they be saying. Anyway, let me turn shit down for a second. I'm sorry, yo. Angry Man is live right now. Shout out to Angry Man. So anyway, I bring these things up because Mike Epps and all of his bravery and wisdom and kindness, he's on the new Jim Jones. Shout out to Jim Jones, man. I always want to shout out Jim Jones because since I was a young nigga, I know that people don't agree with all his ways, and I'm not saying I do either, and I don't think that's even important, but I had to give Jim is props when it comes to no matter what, every time you see Jim, let me tell you something, it costs money to look good. Okay? It costs money for him to get his salt and pepper braids done. You understand me? It costs money when you see Jim and you don't feel as though he look broke and stuff like that. It costs money to not look broke. Okay? So I never take that for granted. I always think about that Cassidy interview back in 2013 when he was being interviewed about possibly basically battling Meek Mill. Now Meek Mill got a bit of a battle background, so at the time, Meek was entertaining it. I never forget Cassidy being on the Breakfast Club and the outfit he had on. It was like, yo, that nigga had that jacket for a few years, bro. Right before he had the battle with Disaster. And they gave him all that guap. And then they had that nigga did the face off through a hologram. And that's when he first coined the phrase or the name Mr. Chicken. Shout out to Alki David. But anywho, I'm just saying, so Jim Jones is always like on point, right? And always on point. Always seems as though he got something going on. He brings some money in. You understand me? Always got some new gaudy jewelry. So shout out to Jim Jones. So Mike Epps appeared on the Jim Jones show, and he was talking about we're sending the wrong message to the youngins, to the young people. And I get it. Blueface is a young nigga. He's still kind of a YN. And he's someone, for the most part, who is extremely lucky. He need to run for president. Because the way he's lived life, it's really been by the seat of his damn pants. Like, I don't understand none of this shit. I don't get it. I really don't get it. The storyline with him and Blueface. First of all, Blueface is a rapper, right? And somehow along the way, this nigga kind of stopped rapping and just started going viral with Krishan Rock. Him and Krishan Rock, their relationship and the interaction is one of the single most stressful things to me in my life right now. Aside from paying these bills and trying to grow my subscribership and whatnot, what also keeps me up at night, what really grinds my gear, irks my soul, you know what I mean, puts so much pressure on me, is what's going on with Blueface and Krishan Rock. But we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about Blueface's commentary, which was, I ain't gonna lie, man, it was stupid as fuck. He basically was saying in so many words, hey, yo, don't make me feel bad about my decisions. Or I feel like street niggas, like niggas who are really into the street, they really be coming online talking to you about that culture. if you know I don't understand it and I'm not a part of it, first of all, I don't gotta understand it. I'm not disrespecting your people in particular. But no, nigga, you went to jail. Jail is not a positive thing. It's not a way of life. Yeah, sometimes people go to jail unfairly or unjustly, but it's not like a normal thing where you just a normal dude. You mind your business. You do everything you're supposed to do, and you're not breaking laws. And somehow you get caught up and you wind up in jail. 9 times out of 10, for the most part, there are very few mistaken identities or cases, you know what I mean, where like, yo, someone really didn't do it. I'm not saying, I'm sure that it happens, but a nigga like Blueface, that's not what happened with you. It wasn't a situation like, say, it's a Tory Lanez thing where like it's a lot of like gray areas and you know and everything, and it's kind of a weird case. No, nigga, hold on, let's ask Google. Hey, why did Blueface go to jail? So Blueface went to jail over a probation violation for a violent crime. It was a situation where he didn't pay taxes. Very few of y'all going to jail for child support and taxes. A lot of you niggas is going to jail for theft, for violent crimes. You know what I'm saying? For multiple offenses and shit like that. So basically, he was already on probation. Then he got into another altercation. Oh, here we go. Matter of fact, let's read it real quick. He went to jail for a probation violation in 2021. He has an assault case that went on. Basically, it was an alleged assault on a bouncer at a North Hollywood lounge. 2022 shooting case. In August 2024, he received a separate 4-year prison sentence for violating probation in connection with a 2022 shooting case in Las Vegas. So I'm just saying, like Blueface is not like some real good nigga. You know what I mean? It's the thing that we do in the black community where we like to make these niggas into like good niggas. First of all, and also you see Blueface talk this shit with a face covered in tattoos. This nigga done turned to a whole elementary school desk. No. That nigga is a high school desk in the inner city. That nigga done turned into a bathroom stall. I don't know if he's trying. You know what? Maybe it's to help him blend in. I don't know. That nigga already had face tattoos. That nigga went to jail and came out with more face tattoos. I'm just saying. So anyway, let's go ahead and roll through some of this footage real quick. I'm gonna share my screen. Shout out to his content creator. Shout out to Jim Jones. Shout out to Mike Epps. Shout out to Blueface and all this and all that. All right, man, let's go.
Stand out and level it up.
Those are the wrong journeys to celebrate, young man. There's no reward for coming home after 30 years. You don't get a care package. You're a failure. Get out here and help these kids. Pay that back for us. You see what I'm saying? That's the reward.
That's the OG's perspective. But Blueface, oh, he wasn't letting that.
Yo, the irony of him telling Jim Jones that shit. Jim Jones is still. From what I heard, niggas that came out to say that Jim not even a real blood, man. That shit is crazy blood. I'm just saying. No, I knew I bought a second box of cones, but let's hear from Blueface.
My man hopped online like, hold up. When somebody.
Let's just take a moment and just take a really good look at Blueface, my nigga. Like, what's going on, nigga? What's wrong? What's wrong? God damn, bro, you. I don't even like to say. I don't like to subscribe to the concept of wrong messenger, because you have to like really have low credibility to be the wrong messenger. Like, for that defense to actually work. You know what I'm saying? Like, that defense only works if, like, you violated me in the past and now you're coming to tell me about myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes more sense. But I'm just saying, yo, Blueface, bro, that shit look crazy, bro. This shit gotta stop. Like this gotta stop with this generation. Because what Mike Epps is speaking to, and this is something I know that goes on, right? It goes on in hip-hop and it goes on with black folks in general. And this is one of the reasons why niggas hate Drake. Niggas hated Drake because Drake was moving music forward and he was killing off all of the previous shit, all of the basically it was survival of the fittest. So let's say if you are a Slaughterhouse, you are a Mickey Fax at that time. Because when nigga like Drake comes through, he's changing the standard of what a hot record is, what a dope record is. Niggas like Lil Baby, The Baby, Future, all these people, when they put music out, despite how you feel about it, they're changing the standard for what a dope record is. And you can still be dope, right? But what Drake was doing, First of all, niggas been harmonizing and niggas been singing. Ja Rule anyone, 50 Cent anyone. But what it was that Drake was moving music forward to the next era. And niggas always resist that. And we resist that in general. Even with the conversation about quote unquote tricking. All right, a man who's able to pay, obviously it's a rich man's game. Obviously it's an older man's game. It's not really a young nigga's game. It's not really a broke nigga's game. Right? But the thing is this. Do you want to be attracted to one group of people or do you want to be attracted to all groups of women? Because you got to realize that black men don't realize that, bro, we don't have the best reputation with other groups of women. So, like, for the most part, we've seen that black men can get women from all kinds of races, but we don't look at why does Brad have a worldwide coochie credit card wherever he go. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he can do absolutely nothing, but nigga, if she brown or black, Brad don't gotta do shit. You understand? But why is that? Because he's built up his image. Now, of course, this is from thousands of years of, doing, all types of shenanigans, colonize this, colonize that. You get it. You understand it. Hold on a second, man.
Get up.
Oh,
Get
my,
up and get out of them relationships.
my soundboard not loud at all.
Get up. Get up and get out of them relationships.
Thank goodness you've had your
We're
surgery.
good to go.
All right, hold on one time.
You don't even do nothing. What the?
Niggas always stand in the way of progress. It's like, yo, you gotta ask yourself, how do we move to the next step when it comes to our image, right? And the thing is, there's gangsters everywhere, there's gang members everywhere, but even the gangsters are starting to say, let's move a little better. Let's kind of take these numbers we have, the organization that we have so far, right? And the talent and the manpower that we have paused within our organization, within our group, and let's get some money on a long-term basis. Because the thing about this street shit is, as long as I'm doing illegal stuff, everything will be short-term. And they know that everything is for a short term. But the benefit for, I would imagine for street niggas is that it allows another group or person to become prominent in that area or whatever it is, because niggas is always dying and going to jail, right? Because they're not doing smart business and long-term business and whatnot, because, and a lot of it is also, it's like, well, sorry, at that point, you might as well have an actual business because, because most of the time, the nigga at the top is making money one way or the other, whether they robbing, they stealing, or they selling something. And Crips is, from what I understand, Crips is good for that, right? So anywho, we're gonna let Blueface make this terrible point, and it was a terrible point, terrible bar. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Go ahead, Blueface.
Come home, it's a W by itself. You don't know what they've been through. Show love, don't hate. The man basically said, don't rain on nobody's welcome home parade.
Okay, my gifts. I ain't gonna lie, when I seen that video saying that,
What about the tour?
I knew it was gonna be taken wrong. Just because people are living a certain lifestyle, and
It's not working.
I would be equivalent to somebody coming out and saying you shouldn't celebrate somebody who's on stage telling jokes. They should go to school. They should go to school and go to college and be bigger and better. We shouldn't celebrate nobody on stage telling jokes. That's clown shit. No, I could be misconstrued as well, so I think you went left, people's lifestyles, you can't really speak on people's lifestyles, man. Anybody coming home, you did things the right way, you kept it solid, should definitely be celebrated. If you can get on stage and tell jokes, no one man has enough power to.
God damn, what is all this stuff on his face? It's like it's so confusing. Does he have a stack? Is that a stack of like casino chips on his chin? He got a chin tattoo. God damn.
Speak on other lifestyles, however people living, if they keeping it solid to that, I think you should just stay in your place, brother. You shouldn't even speak on that type of lifestyle because you're not living that type of lifestyle. So, like I said, the best way for me to help you understand is I'm coming out and saying, yo, I don't think we should celebrate comedians. Like, they just tell jokes all day. they're very uneducated. They're very class clowns. You know, they've been a problem in school, so you shouldn't celebrate them because they're funny. You'll be offended by that, right? So imagine.
No, nigga. No. That was the worst analogy of all time. Where's Guinness? Call the Guinness folks right now. Marjorie, my sister named Marjorie. Marjorie, call the Guinness folks right now for the worst analogy of the goddamn century. Yo, let me tell you something. This nigga needs to go play the lottery right now. This is the luckiest nigga alive. Cause you can only be this stupid. I'm sorry, no disrespect to you or your family and the gang that you're a part of and all that. I know how y'all niggas is, bro. Only an idiot could conflate these many things. First and foremost, the point is that you don't go to jail for being a hero. You guys are not political heroes. Okay, it's not a political crime where you were protesting and they locked you up for protesting, or you've been working against the powers that be in this country and they put some false charges on you. That's not what happened, nigga. You was out here doing violent crimes. Yo, this nigga is a whole game banger. What was really going on was you hearing his mother come through him. You're hearing the women come out of him. Because what he's saying is, and a lot of street niggas do this shit, a lot of hood niggas do this shit where they internalize things. If you feel as though your culture and the gang shit is cool and it's positive, there's nothing to talk about. You could just say, hey, listen, I don't see nothing wrong with it, right? Or I don't see anything wrong with this kind of lifestyle. And if you didn't see anything wrong with it, you would have just ignored that post. But you internalized it because you know that he's right. And also, you just came home from jail, right? And at the end of the day, young people don't have a will yet. It takes a long time to get your own will to want to do things. Even to want to run your own life, that takes a while. That takes you until you're 18, your late teens to your early 20s to start having a plan for your life and being able to self-direct, being able to self-correct, just all that different shit, right? So when they see people like Blueface, you got to realize there's young niggas in the hood who might be on that line. They might be towing the line of being in the street or being around certain kind of people. And then when they set 16, 17, 18, they may not take jail as serious. They may think that, all right, well, shit, I can go sit down for a year. They don't know that Blueface got good lawyers. That Blueface got money. I don't know how Blueface got money, but Blueface got money. Okay, that nigga gave an old bitch $5,000. Like, who he gave Hazel Lee? Hazel, you don't get a woman that's 45 years old, 5 racks. There's more to it than that. Give her 5 bands just for existing. It's crazy. I don't care what she doing. I don't think it's ever a good reason to be giving a woman that's 45 years old 5 bands. Now again, it's something different if you trying to stay in the country and all that, and you got married to Hazel Lee to for like citizenship, you know what I mean, or she was donating a kidney, right, or I don't know, she was selling you a watch, but you just giving her 5 bands is crazy. So Blueface do got money, but like I said before, these niggas, like, the deeper they are in the street, the more, to me, honestly, because you only want to be in situations because you have no long-term thinking. Like, you're emotional, and also where your values are at, right? Even before he came on, he didn't even think about what he wanted to say. He didn't put a shirt on, nothing. You can't take these niggas serious when it comes to intellectual conversation. Now, get me wrong. If you are around these niggas physically, this nigga Blueface is doing some serious cripping. Yo, Axe said, he's been gang banking like crazy since he got home. Like, bro, nigga, you just got home from jail. Who does this shit? This is classic, man. So anyway, so that's the first part of our story, man. I had wanted to go over that real quick. And also, so like I said before, him liking and celebrating when a nigga comes home from jail for doing whatever crime, nigga, because if you were the victim of an actual crime, in fact, let's say his case, right? Let's say you're not a street ninja at all. Fuck that. Let's say if it's your mother. If your mother is the victim of a crime, you would want some kind of justice for that. You would want the cops to do something somewhere. Or you would want them to be handled somewhere. Let's say you're not a street nigga and your mom's is the victim of a crime. You want something to be done. If you can't do anything about it, you want something to be done. Right? Because they're the victim of a crime. Someone was a victim of your crime, my nigga. No, you should not be celebrated. No, because what? If people can't follow your steps and follow your moves and be successful, why should you be celebrated? Right? If your daughter bought like this in this previous video, right? You see him in the video with his daughter. If his daughter, let's say he woke up tomorrow, is 20 years in the future, she's 20 years old. If she bought home a nigga that looked like Blueface, he's gonna go crazy. Okay? He's gonna go crazy. He's gonna be like, oh,
Who are these niggas? I cried laughing when I
you understand?
like,
We need to stay away from these niggas. You understand? Anyway, so now that we got the serious stuff out the way, let's get into the Hazel Lee. The Hazel E. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. Mike Epps had to clarify because I understand he don't want them goons to be on his ass and all that. My bad. He actually did a response video to this. Let's fast forward and check it out. My bad, y'all.
Cars that come out, we should celebrate them. In 2026, they're helping the people that are in the cars that come out. We should celebrate them. In 2026, we should celebrate them. They're out the closet and they're helping the people that are in the cars that come out.
I didn't know that he had this many like reactions. My bad, y'all. I thought he was saying something else.
From home party help dudes actually rebuild their lives. And that's real too. Mike Epps be talking like your uncle at the cookout who already had 3 beers and about to preach for 45 minutes straight. So really it's two perspectives. Mike, don't celebrate too early. Blueface, don't stop showing love. And both of them low-key got a point. Of course the internet took to this, man.
And that's why black men can't move forward, because always niggas like this trying to say that, I see both sides. Black men always want to see both sides, and that shit come from you thinking like your fucking mother. Men have to be decisive. Men have to pick a side, okay? Because that's like trying to say that I'm gonna make 2 decisions at one time. If your girl or anyone asks you, what do you want to do, or they're waiting for you to say the word or whatever it is, they want a decisive answer. When you try to see both sides or say it, listen, and it's okay if you do relate or understand, but the idea is that the conversation is about right from wrong. You have to pick who's right. No, he not right. The issue is that in the hood, we even though it's not a whole bunch of us, right? But we censor our community on the women and the women, the worst women, right? Pretty much the worst of us, because black culture is associated with the worst of us. Black culture is associated with gang culture, the gang shit, right? Black culture is everything you see Blueface doing right now, the way he's presenting online, the way that he's talking, him having a face full of tattoos and still wanting to be taken serious and wanting to have a conversation with a grown ass man, right? Overall, the stepping over dead bodies conversation is ever prevalent, right? Ever ongoing, right? And you gotta go ahead and just move on from folks like this. You cannot save these people, bro. You can give them the message, you can build with them a little bit, but don't stress yourself thinking that you're gonna change people, bro. Especially a lot of these men. There's always some shit falling off this table. Hold on, y'all. Like, anyway, my bad, y'all. I'm getting distracted. So, anywho, I wanted to play that real quick.
Their lives. And that's real too. Mike Epps be talking like your uncle at the cookout who already had 3 beers and about to Epps dropping OG wisdom, Blueface, rooted in pure nonsense and toxicity. Both sides writing their own way. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Who you agreeing with more? Team Mike and about to preach before from the grown halfway house.
All right, my bad. I thought they had the clip. My bad. You know what? It's a lot of reaction on me. All right, fuck it. We have more press matters to get to. We're already at the 42-minute mark. We gotta get into this shit with Hazel Lee. And Blueface. Hey, first of all, Hazel Lee fucking with Blueface is the funniest shit. No, I'm sorry. Blueface wanted to fuck with Hazel Lee. Now, if you guys know who Hazel E. All right. Matter of fact, let's take it back for a quick second. So I first came across Hazel Lee on Love and Hip Hop. Okay. Matter of fact, yeah, let's do that so we know who we're talking about. Okay. And we got more context to beloved Hazel Lee. Let's see. Okay. So Hazel Lee's storyline in the first season of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood was mostly kind of like it was based around her and Tierra Marine and Masika and so on and so forth. I want to find like a good like compilation. I'm probably going to just let it rock, but I was trying to find a really good. Oh yeah. And I think she was fucking with she was fucking with what's the name too Young Berg too. You know what I'm saying? But fuck it. Let's go through a few moments here. Let's just do it. Fuck it.
Nothing to say. Really? You lucky I don't have you whoop your mother ass in this goddamn tree. Really? You think it's a joke? Good luck. Good luck. Don't try to play me the out. Look at you. Bitch ass. Nothing to say. Really? You lucky I don't have you whoop your mother ass in this goddamn tree. Really? You think
Yo, man, listen, Hitmaker is in rare form. So this is around the time when Hitmaker started becoming Hitmaker, right? And started doing more producing. Yo, Young Berg had so many issues in the beginning of his music career to the point where that nigga stopped rapping and started making beats, and it really worked out for him. So this is around the time when he started kind of becoming like bigger. So Love and Hip Hop Hollywood came out about 2014, I believe. But Hazel Lee has so many moments. So she's supposed to be an artist as well, right? At least that's how she was presented. So a lot of her moments are just like really kind of embarrassing for her. Like she's always getting embarrassed online.
I don't really care, like at this moment, to try and learn a dance like.
Not so much embarrassed, I'm sorry. She's always having a conversation or confrontation online in a way that makes you just not look at her seriously or take her serious. You know what I mean? I'll put it like that, right? And a lot of it has to do with the fact that, yo, it's really hard to be taken serious when you're not about shit and you don't really have substance, or at least you're not presenting yourself that way. And a lot of it has to do with, yo, you don't live righteously. Like, you're not righteous. You're not doing what you're doing for a righteous reason. When you self-serving like that, you want to kind of like chasing your tail. Because what really what's going on is that you seeing the end game for a lot of millennial women, yo, and younger Gen X women. Because she actually Gen X, because she's 45. So she's Gen X, right? That's a grown ass woman right here. But the women who just made the wrong choices early in life and whatnot, you wind up out here forever. Like, yo, she'll never be in a long-term relationship. And she's never never going to be married, right? But you see, like, now again, this is someone who's able to be in certain circles and whatnot. Listen, all cougars can't get 5 bands from Blueface. Okay? For a lot of y'all, it's way more sad and it's way less makeup and budget and no cameras.
Last minute, to me, that's not
you don't
planning.
want to try
That's
to
not
do that.
professional.
If you don't want to
No,
try, I am mother professional from day in.
I'm the artist.
Do a video for girls.
But you can't get aggressive with the artist.
Get up and get out of them relationships.
Excuse me, get her out.
I'm not gonna get her seen. Get out of my house now.
Get out.
No.
Bitch, you just ass out my goddamn seat. Look, bitch. What do you want?
Hazel, I asked you to come and help.
Upset, bitch.
I'm trying to be cool with you. I'm trying to be working with you. Showing up to
My
you didn't even give me a treatment board. I'm not gonna sit here and learn an 8-count last minute in dirt and heels.
Can you drive my this? Bitches ain't ready. You ain't ready. You ain't gotta get ready.
No, I don't like this.
Come on.
Like, it's supposed to be my
Back it up.
video, and now you want to have some people. I'm really starting to get mad.
Back it up. We back it up.
Let's be real.
He just started dancing. And listen, she did have some crisp dance moves though. So shout out to that. Let's check out another Hazel Lee fight. Let's check it out. A whole lot of crash outs. A lot of crashing out.
I cannot stand the delusional Hazel E. I got enough drama in my life, sweetheart. And the last thing
Oh, so this is Brooke Valentine. All right, so Brooke Valentine was on here. She's the girl that had a song back in the day called Girl Fight.
I need is a childish beef with your ass. So I hollered at Hazel E to squash it. If Booby wants to lie on his, that's between him and God. What I am tired of is this little broke bitch Brooke acting like I'm a fake fraud or I'm a phony too.
Finally.
Hello. Was there anything you?
God damn. It's not how you come to any dinner. You don't come to no dinner with two shopping bags. This looks mad confrontational. What you got in the bag, Hazel? What's in the bag, Hazel?
Want, tab is on me. I know you have some financial situations forever broke, but
You know where I'm from, we don't throw, we throw these hands, so we just
God damn. Life was, yo, it's crazy. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Brick.
Come on. Good luck with that one, homegirl. Come on. Good luck. Come on, Hazel. I know you're forever broke.
Yeah, okay,
I understand you're broke.
Okay,
but
I'm broke.
You haven't had a hit in 15 years.
So I'm sorry. I'm a little vague on these storylines, but it's definitely over a nigga. So I think his name was Boobie Johnson. I think he was like a former basketball player. Anyway, so I'm guessing he was smashing. This is a long time ago. So he was smashing Hazel Lee. So Hazel Lee, that's another thing too. Like the red pill space puts a more of an accurate label on these kind of women. Because for the most part, Hazel Lee, I mean, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm not saying you're a 304, but this is like 304 activity because like all her storylines are based off of like 304 activity. Even this one, and another thing too, this is my theory about anyone who ever appears on Love and Hip Hop for more than one season, you will wind up in Love and Hip Hop purgatory, and you will live out Love and Hip Hop for the rest of your life. Because right now, what she's doing with Blueface, in this situation with Blueface, this is a Love and Hip Hop storyline, okay? Like this is all her storylines, all her stories always feel like, yo, she's on the way to getting punched in the face. Like she's on the way, like she's getting closer and closer to getting punched in the head. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and look at hold on, y'all. Gotta get up, get out of them relationships. So, all right, so here we are at the story arc of Blueface and Hazel Lee. I'm sorry, this is not really, it ain't that much of a point to this story, but let's get into it.
This is what Hazel Lee said.
I don't understand why the fuck you think you can be done with me, nigga. I'm done with you. You over here being disrespectful as fuck.
So Blueface came online. Hazel had offended this man some kind of way. He came online to let everyone know that he has removed Hazel Lee from the roster. I'll speak more on that later. Go ahead, Hazel.
And fucking trailer park trash all in the lips, taking it, eating second crab legs together. I'm too old. You're a convicted felon. Let's start there. I went low to fuck with you. We can put out the receipts. You bought me flights before. You given me money before. You just sent me 5 bands the other day telling me to stay down.
Yo, chat, is everybody like
that nigga get into the bag, bro? He sent her 5 bands to stay down. It's crazy.
tricking? Or is that tricking? Said Blueface sent him 5 bands to just stay down. Is that tricking? Like, what is that?
So I can put up with your fuck shit? That's not enough. It's really not enough.
Yes, it is. Stop it. Yes, it is.
I'm done. Rather have a young bitch. Yeah, look at what you got. You got a bunch of OF girls, strippers, bitches that live in, back alleys and shit. Your mama called it a homeless shelter. I make you look better. And all I asked was for mutual respect, which I thought we agreed upon. But your old ways are creeping back in because you're feeling yourself. I don't understand why the fuck you think you can be done with me, nigga. I'm done with you. You over here being disrespectful as fuck, kissing fucking trailer park trash all in the lips, taking it, eating second crab legs together.
And then
real quick, before we go any further, it is one of the most pathetic things to see older women try to argue or diss a man that don't want to talk to her no more, and especially when the older woman tries to find a way to issue on younger women. Let me tell you something. Them homeless girls, okay, them trailer park trash girls, if they are younger than 28, I'm sorry, fam. You can't compete with them. If they look good and they're younger than 28, no, man. No. So, I'm going to speculate what I think happened between Hazel Lee and Blueface. Let me tell you something, too. Modern women don't want you to have any of the same benefits they have when it comes to dating. So what she's experiencing is what she's been experiencing, which is like, yo, you deal with a dude that kind of got a little money, right? And he don't want to fuck with you no more. You know what I mean? And whenever you meet older women, let me tell you something. If she 40 years old, fam, and she older, honestly, I mean, it's all cooked, but in particular, it is almost impossible to have a relationship with a older woman because they never got out of their ways. Listen, this is a nigga whose face is covered in tattoos, right? What he's basically saying is, and I heard Kevin Samuels make the same point when people would say to him, why don't you date girls your own age? Because by this point, he made it very clear that he dates younger women, right? And at the time, you know, I didn't understand. See, I didn't really know what was going on. When you understand the monetized date market, shout out to CGA, when you understand that aspect of what's going on in the world, you understand these relationships a lot more. Even to Axe point about, is this tricking? This is how the rest of the world does it. This is how rich men do it. This is how men who have money do it. They pay. They pay for everything. Why not pay for this? I'm like, damn, bro. What's worth more, your peace of mind or that $500, that $400, whatever, right? Like I'm just saying, like, would you rather be in your car getting mad back to back to back to back? Because all you niggas that had that situation where you by yourself after you get done arguing with your shorty, where you talking to yourself about what she's doing or what's going on with her, or you thinking out loud and shit like that. I'm like, y'all rather be mad all the time rather than think, yo, bro, just pay your way. Because at the end of the day, if your girl look good, a lot of your girls either got a nigga that can come through and pay their way and pay to get in front of you right now, or she's had a situation before. A lot of women, they'll get maybe at least one, right? And there's some women who make a whole career out of it, where they like to kind of stay within the honeymoon phase type of situation where you don't really get all the way into like a relationship. I mean, because women for the most part can get a lot out of a man before she gives him any booty. She may can get 3 dates. She may can get gifts, all that shit. And we're going to get to that later on. But anyway, going back to what I was saying about older women got to realize, for one, you are expected to have more game, more charm, more of a stronger method to how you get to your madness, right? And what he realized, the same thing that Kevin Samuels realized, was, when people ask Kevin Samuels about why don't you date women your own age, which is that, what's the point of me dating an older woman if she's going to be just as immature as a girl that's 25? If I did a girl that's 25, at least she looks real good, you know what I mean? And she has less attitude, and she just, again, raising your standards don't mean shit. Even in the beginning, I'm gonna tell you something, ladies. If you can hear me, clap twice. Any man that you are with or you get involved with, that is your level. There is no you didn't lower shit, okay? That man has to come to you and find you. Whatever man is finding you, that's the man you can get. Blueface probably was trying to be freaky and said, all right, well, listen, I love my moms, right? I'm just saying, a lot of niggas who's real close to their mom, they're more comfortable with like that cougar dynamic. And he maybe thought, all right, let's see what it's like to be with a mature woman. You know what I mean? And maybe she was charming in the beginning. But what eventually happened was he got up close with her. Now listen, a woman looks different when she's on camera with a face full of makeup. We don't know how Hazley looked with no makeup on. He's seeing her with no makeup on, and she got a bad attitude. Matter of fact, Hazley, you got kids? Hold on a second. Do Hazel E got kids? No, what's going on here? Do Hazel E have kids?
According to Love and Hip Hop Wiki, fandom, on October 6, 2019, Hazel got married to Davon Waller and gave birth to their daughter, Ava Dior Waller, on June 15th.
All right, here we go. All right, so yeah, so he's also a mom too. So we got all that going on. Like, you older, you washed, got a bad attitude, you look crazy with no makeup on. And also, again, like, I mean, you move and think like a girl in her early 20s. A lot of people's problems come from, you never grew the fuck up. you didn't mature, right? I'm gonna put together a whole chart for like how do we define maturity, but a few different ways that we define maturity is long term thinking and being able to practice long term thinking in everything you do, not just for super serious things, right? Discipline and self control, one more layer of maturity. Also, self awareness and compassion, like your ability to understand other people in terms of what are their wants, needs, and desires, and what do they feel about the things that you're saying, or how do they see it, right? Because that's important for relationships. Like, because if you're the kind of person that where it just doesn't resonate with you what people actually want, you're always going to be confused and frustrated with people, or you're always going to be confused about what you're seeing. Like, I was having a conversation, people was talking about jealousy, and a lot of creative people and a lot of artists do this thing where because of their delusion, they'll come to they'll arrive at the thought that someone's jealous of them. Now, I've gone through that, but it took me a long time to realize that's what it was. And even then, I still in my mind I always feel like whatever's going on in your mind and in your heart, that's on you. That's a personal thing that you have with yourself, and I can't influence that. I can't change that, and it's not really. I always look at it. It's not really about me. Anytime somebody's really going at you and they're really mad at you, or they're trying to make you feel like shit, it's not really about you. It's about something else. It always is, because for someone to go out their way to attack you and make you feel crazy, they're trying to accomplish a specific goal. You understand me? So I know I've dragged on a while about this, but I'm just saying we got to kind of mine this shit out. So and Blueface is probably learning what a lot of older dudes are learning right now, which is, yo, if you got a phone, you got a few dollars, especially if you got dating money in 2025. I'm gonna tell you something right now. One thing I want to say about the dating market becoming more monetized is that, yeah, women trying to pursue an arrangement, even if they don't get it, can still be a problem. But the thing is that it's gonna get nasty, because again, the kind of guys who can afford to pay women for sex, or not so much pay, but basically do like a sugar daddy situation, yo, those guys are very few. That's about, you talking about 1% of the population, about like 1% of men. All right, because you got to think about how many men are really willing to come off for, let's say, doing what they call a pay per meet, where you pay every time y'all meet up and whatnot. Not many men want to do that, or even want to do it. I think a lot of men with money will spend money, but again, only 20% of the population, of the male population, makes over 100 grand. And when we start cutting that down to available bachelors and guys who are younger than 40, that number comes down dramatically. You understand? So I'm just saying, like, it's not but so many guys who could do that. So I always talk about this shit, because it's creating a mess when it comes to society in terms of how we see things, how we look at things, how we go about everything. Sorry for going off on a tangent, but I'm gonna play a little more, and I'm gonna play this clip of Hazel Lee meeting Blueface's mother, and Blueface's mother having the appropriate reaction. Now, she tried to keep it cute because it was on camera, but you can tell that, yo, she wasn't feeling the bull, yo.
This was Blueface basically saying she's canceled.
Letting Hazel go from the roster. Hazel B, you are too old to be acting that young. We're done. Dead homies.
He said dead homies.
Now I know he's serious. He said dead homies.
I'd rather be with a young bitch. You hear me?
Now, the topic of like age constantly keeps coming up from like Kevin Gates and everybody else. Chat, do you consider 45 an old woman? Because I feel like that's not the same parameter we have for men. And I know some of y'all are woke. Me, I understand that there's different perspectives for women and men. For women, I believe after 32, you're getting old, right? Are you an old woman? I wouldn't say that, but like you're definitely in your mature category after 32. That's what I would say. For men, I think you're in your mature category after like 45, right? So it's very different. But I understand that women and men are very different, but some people like to say they're both the same. So I guess I use Future
And I really don't like that because what that's about is getting a certain, pretty much trying to influence people with delusion, right? Or letting people who are delusional influence the world, because it's almost the same as like the conversation about trans rights and trans women are actually women and so on and so forth, right? Where it's like I have to have faith in what you're talking about, or believe in what you're talking about, or believe in that concept for us to even have the conversation. Because, for example, let's say if we're talking about trans rights, if I don't believe, if I don't subscribe to that at all, if I really do not believe that no, a man cannot be a woman in any kind of way, then we're not really going to have an actual conversation. We'll be stuck at no, you're the gender that you were assigned at birth, or even saying that shit, the gender you were assigned at birth, like that whole language, bro, that really proves how much, we're lost. Like we're about to fall the fuck off. Like the trans situation was just a step too far. That was just way too much. It's one thing to say, okay, there's some people who are considered transgender. When we start making them like, how can I say, like first class citizens, or basically kind of like censoring education and society and making this a constant conversation to the point where no, nigga, you can't go in the bathroom. Because if man, sir, if you go into a men's bathroom, you are still safe in the men's bathroom because you are also a man. No one's going to kick your ass. No one can do it. Nigga, you bigger than everyone in there. All right, these trans niggas be big, bro. These used to be some big dudes, bro. They not always lady boys. And the lady boys can kickbox. Nigga, that's Thailand. Everyone in Thailand can kickbox at least a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. Come on now.
Because I always respected your hairline on television.
When you was growing up, I always say like with my dad, right? So my dad is not much older than me. So whenever girls my age or around my age would meet my dad for the first time, it was never, oh, that's a nice guy. It was always, oh my God, I will fuck your dad right now. Because the reaction is always, your father is very sexy. Oh my God, your dad is sexy. You know what I mean? And I'm like, don't get me wrong. I mean, no, thank you for compliment my pops, but that would be so awkward as a young man. But a part of it was, now mind you, these girls was, now mind you, if I'm 20, then my dad is like 35 at this point, right? These girls ain't 28. These girls ain't 30 years old. These girls are 18 years old. Okay, so you know that young women are attracted to older men. If anything, being as though my generation started having kids at an early age, right? And young Gen X women, being as though y'all still outside and everything, y'all have indoctrinated young women to think that something's wrong if an older guy likes her, right? And what it is that, fam, when you was younger, I think I heard CGA make this point about how when women are young, they benefit from the attention of older guys, and they enjoy it. Sometimes they get into relationships, sometimes they get married, sometimes they get pregnant, whatever. But almost all women experience the kindness, okay, of an older guy, whether it's finances, information, or just all that shit. But most women have at least one older guy experience or older guy relationship if they dated a bit, right? Usually at least one. So women are very capable of dating a guy that's a lot older than. Matter of fact, even like my ex, shoot, she had this nigga that she stayed cheating on me with that was like 20, let me see, 20, over 20 years older than her, like way older than her, like way older. And at the time, I didn't believe. I mean, again, I heard Crimson Cura say that women nest, meaning that if there's a problem, they're going to kind of stay, like it's their instinct to kind of stay and basically don't change, basically don't act, because women are not creatures of action plans. Women will do shit, but they won't have an actual positive action plan to solve the problem positively. For the most part, women will stay in, they will stay in the problem and like kind of nest in the drama of the problem. You know what I mean? Like when I was younger, I didn't understand why my grandmother would rather like kind of like talk shit about a situation or a person rather than kind of talk to them about what's going on and just move the conversation forward. And that's just who women are. But anywho, so right now Ak is Googling age and whatnot. But you know what, fuck it. We got that much time. We're gonna move forward again. That's it right here.
Hoping they kind of like clear the air, make some good.
No, not here.
If it wasn't for you and your steady habit.
All right, can we get past this? Give me 1 second. Bitch, you finna die. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Here we go.
it's trying to like, oh, I'm holding out the pussy.
So right now, Ack is talking about the delusion of older women. That's another thing too. Like, we have to keep building on what is Blueface talking about when he's saying you're too old to be acting like this. So again, we don't know the specifics, but that's a real serious problem that you have to contend with when you're dealing with older women. Like, just because they're older doesn't mean that they're going to be mature and be on a dean, as they say, right? And also, you may come across an older woman who's playing pussy games. Listen, at my age, I have no time for vagina games. Yo, I told you that story about the other day when I talked to that girl that I met on Hinge. It was the worst conversation I ever had on Hinge. This was the most like relationship-wise autistic person ever. Like the girl she wanted our first conversation to be with her while she's on the phone driving and basically getting her stuff together so she could move to Texas. And I for the most part, I only talked to her because at that point in my life, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna kind of just keep going on dates and going out and meeting people and stuff like that to kind of get the energy going, because I do kind of believe that, you can't make a change in your life if you're not in the mix and taking action. Now, I wouldn't really go about that way again, because even when I was doing it, I was aware of the fact that I'm wasting money. I'm not really going to get. I don't necessarily even like these girls like that necessarily, and we just hanging out. And I really don't mind hanging out as long as you a cool date. I don't really mind it. A lot of guys feel like that when it comes to dating. Now, of course, we have more information. So you had to be more cautious because, like, you may be dealing with a girl and she may dead ass have you taking her out and all type of stuff, and she's still fucking someone else, or maybe it don't go nowhere. I mean, really, real talk, I never really been on more than one date with. So if we got to a second date, I'm definitely smashing. Matter of fact, you have until the second date to let me know like what we doing. But anywho, that's a sidebar. But also that. Speaking to older women, right? Because that brings me to like a story I have about. It's a girl I went out with one time. Her name was Jay. You know what I mean? And I mean, she was for the most part cool. She was alright. You know what I mean? Oh, she was okay to look at. And she was someone that you really couldn't. Even when me and her went out, because she just so happened to have a free night, because the way her schedule was, like, she didn't really have time to like really meet with anyone or be around people. And her whole vibe gave very much like kind of like divestiture vibe or former divestiture vibe. But anyway, she was all right. So the point I'm getting to was about maturity. Now at that time I was 30, I was going on 34, and she was already 30. I think she was 36 or 38, but she was older than me, right? When I tell you that this girl was not more mature than me at all. Like, I remember her telling me about, when it comes to my job, I'm late every morning, but once I get there, I'm ready to do an amazing job. That statement alone said so much and spoke volumes to how you see the world, how you show up in the world. First of all, women don't set no standards for themselves when it comes to things that actually matter. When it comes to being professional, when it comes to being a good friend, being a good daughter, being a good girlfriend, being a good wife, shit like that. Right? And when she said that, and I forgot, I had said something to her, and I forgot what it was. It was something about, I think I made a comment about how people who are creatives, I think it was something to the effect of like their earning potential. Now, what she was, I think I was talking basically about people who have creative fields, basically like niggas who rap, sing, whatever it is, right? I think I was talking about like how far you can get with that financially, and she started kind of going into, I know a lot of people who are creative people and they're successful, and it's like women always do that shit, and what it really is that it's her instinct to sabotage or distract you. Y'all, I don't know if you realize or not, but a lot of conversations you have, especially with black women, she'll spend time trying to sabotage you and distract you from the point or the original point. And what they'll always do is, well, I know, or well, you don't know. Like they'll do that type of shit rather than speaking to um what's most likely to happen, what's actually going on, and what's the most common occurrence and everything. And because what they'll hear in their mind or what they argue against is, well, hold on now, it sounds like you're making a sweeping statement, making a general statement. It's like, yo, we can't have a conversation about people without making general statements. So it was like that. So I bring her up because this was someone who had 2 kids. They were 4 years older than me, right? And like she said, like several things I was just like, not terrible, but it was like wasn't positive. It wasn't charming, and it didn't speak to her being very intelligent or having common sense. But anywho, let's go ahead and watch this reaction or this footage of Blueface's mother finding out how old Hazel E is, which is very, very embarrassing.
Bitch, you finna die. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
So you finna die is crazy.
You're not 22. If you're 22, be like, oh no, you can't fuck on the first date. All right, bet. Bitch, you're 45. Like, shorty, you're like 20 seconds away from menopause.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, stop playing with me, man.
Bust it down.
What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Good that you've had your shirt.
Very good to go. Family out. Right? Blue and Hazel.
So again, this is Blueface Mama. This is Hazel Lee. Like the other day, because they only went out for like 20 days. So like the other day. And yeah, here we go.
Blue and Hazel. Things have been going strong ever since we seen y'all at Meme House Productions at the event. You know, how are things going with y'all?
Great.
Going good.
How things going?
I think they're going pretty good.
She be tripping sometimes though, you know.
Tripping? What she be doing?
Unfollowing me.
Oh, she unfollowed you?
That's it.
It was probably after that interview we did with you the other day, you know? Carlissa, what? You
I
said
didn't say anything.
You said you had
I was not disrespectful. Don't even look at me.
You were very
Culture Vibes and see my boy.
respectful, but you said you had a problem with the age difference. You didn't realize that Hazel was 45.
Jeez, you guys are
I think I was just kind of caught off guard. I was caught off guard. You said she was like, almost 40-ish.
We're still there.
Oh, so that Blue originally told you that, and that's why you kind of were going
He
on.
just didn't say she was 45, I guess.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's the thing about women, bro. This is why, like, you gotta get, like, settled at a certain point. Yo, she's 45, keeps getting weaponized against her. This is Blueface's mom, 53. This is Blueface's girlfriend, 45. Blueface is 28.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 53.
What's the problem?
That's my sister. She calling me mom.
So, Carlissa said...
call you mom.
I mean, and Ack makes a really good point. He said that at that time I didn't realize what he was saying. What he was saying was, this is why you gotta settle down and get married, because like, yo, this looks bad. This looks corny as hell. Like, you sound crazy. Yo, Blueface is 28 years old. And don't get me wrong, I know a part of it is that, yo, the nigga outside shining, you understand? He doing this thing, you know what I mean? He throwing that bread around, right? But image-wise, right? And not only that, realistically, moving forward, like, when we hear these conversations, I think also, too, we got to also redefine how you hear the word girlfriend and what that really means. Let me tell you something right now. You're going to start seeing me with mad girlfriends, okay? I'm calling them all my girlfriends. But guess what, nigga? Nigga, I'm paying, okay? I'm paying. We got an arrangement. We got something special going on. You understand? That's what I'm doing. Okay? So, and I say that because dudes like this, girlfriend does not mean that we are about to get married or something like that. That just means that, yo, I'm kicking it with you primarily, and I'm fucking on you primarily. You know what I'm saying? So, there's that.
I didn't know you was 45.
Oh, okay.
But I'm okay with it now. I'm getting comfortable.
You said I didn't look it though.
You need to take them bitches
So basically, she's kind of like taking credit for, like, getting them on TMZ.
back to the pound, okay? You messing with a big dog, okay? Real golden retriever shit over here, okay? Get into it, bitch. And another thing, that golden retriever shit, it was cute, but I co-signed it, my nigga.
Okay.
Top news team.
I'm getting my glass out.
You can't just rip it like that.
So she posted, like, remember when she Krishan hit Blueface in the head with a Hennessy bottle?
I'm not rapping it. I'm getting it out.
Alright. And then there's some text messages between her and Blue. Blue says, "Shut up."
Mind your business. Don't indulge when I gang bang. It's always worth it. I'm just looking out. You got it. Yeah, you can't look out on no crib shit. Stay in your place. Sick run LA, and that's that. Okay, I get that. I care about your freedom, but you got it. Say less, I'll be the bad guy. I know and love you for that, but where I'm from will never be. I'm sorry, where I'm from will never be hitting. So just know it's nonsense. No.
Mind your business. Don't indulge where when I gangbang, it's always worth it. She says, "I'm just looking out. You got it." Blue says, "Yo, you can't look out on no crip shit. Stay in your place. Schoolyard crip run LA, and that's that." She says, "Okay, I get that. I care about your freedom, but you gotta say less. I'll be the bad guy. I know and love you for that, but where I'm from will never be hidden. So just know it's non-negotiable." So basically, he's telling Blueface been out, and I'll give you the backstory behind that. Blueface been out and been gangbanging like a motherfucker. Like some shit happened recently, right? And Krishan Rock tried to enter a venue and got denied. And she got denied, and Blueface basically put out a message saying, "Yo, you were with some other gang members," because Blueface and Krishan don't get along. And Blueface is saying, "I'm with the schoolyards, and you couldn't get up in here because schoolyards run LA." So there's like a whole gang politics going on.
They're being denied entry and
Yeah, we came first and we left. We came first and we left. We seen that looking over and shit, hiding. Then he wait till he get inside. He wait till he get inside and say, "Oh, denied entry." No, bitch, we left. What the? I got paid. I didn't get the pay. Like what? You can't pay me to be around some clowns for too long. I came, got my payment, got that wire, gone. Yeah, out of there, out of there. What are you talking about? Weird ass nigga. I'm getting off here.
The next day.
Yo, what's up?
Who are these niggas? I cry.
What's up? One thing I'm gonna say, let me do this big one with this hotel. Well, this suite, what's this? It's like a mansion at an apartment building. I mean, at a hotel, like a mansion in a hotel. I got a mansion as a room. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, you know, it's so funny because
I'm gonna jump ahead.
I think what
after these little events, come with 20 and been a lot.
I think that's.
I'm gonna close out with this thing right here. I think Wack made a really good point. It's kind of not too much related to Blueface, but about black men, and it comes to how you understand leadership. Understand that woman, I don't care what she's telling you, what you feel about her, she's not your leader. So this situation right here that Ax about to get into about the whole, pretty much what Blueface been getting into, he's about to get into the situation right where Blueface was at a venue and he basically did a no-fly zone on Krishan and Wack 100. Now Wack 100 is known to indulge. We don't know how true it is, but Wack 100 is saying she came in with 20 blood niggas. Now, what Wack 100 is saying is that y'all came in there behind that girl, trying to hold that girl down, not knowing that it was niggas across the street watching, and they had to drop on you. In general, a lot of y'all niggas gotta realize that, yo, no one's coming to save you, yo, and the girl can't never be your leader. You don't never ever follow behind no woman, because if that shit would have went left, you know what I mean?
See it on here too. Here we go.
Man, been a long night. We had to go do that zoo shit. The bitch Krishan showed up with 20 bloods at the door. Man,
If you love me, let me get your body. Who are these niggas?
What I think tonight was a real reality check for her. See, I usually don't go out to these little events. Somebody told me to go out. I've been trapping. I'm like, the crazy part about it is, she at the front door. I guess she called herself finna make a statement. So I said, all right, Wack, what decision you gonna make? You done already out thought, and you're seeing your streets is watered down because 20 niggas in a lot of delusional drag them to the front door, knowing that it's a possibility Wack may be on the site. So either I work my hand and embarrass her in front of these people, or I push the button to every them niggas that's across the street looking at them and hurt some of my homeboys behind this bitch that don't matter. So, man, been a long night. We had to go do that zoo shit. The bitch Krishan showed up with 20 bloods at the door. And this bitch showed up with, I just chose to embarrass her. And they said, you're denied entry. I'm part of Zeus. We don't give you part of. You ain't coming to the bill now. And I'm sitting there telling myself, you have no idea that across the street is staring at you. Right? So y'all really following behind her. I gotta give it to her. Really got niggas following behind, but see, you can't follow behind a broad. I just chose to embarrass her. And they said,
So there's that. All right, bro. Let's take a quick break, man. That Wi-Fi together, baby. Here we go again. You ready? Oh man, where am I joining at, man? What's up, man? What's up? What's up? Top it up for yourselves, man. So we gonna stay the course, man. We gonna get into this SIP activity, bro. So we're gonna start here to keep things simple. So I came across this video earlier. So I'm gonna show this video and then we're gonna move on pretty quickly. So the whole point is about how women really be sabotaged. I really been getting into this whole topic of, I feel like it's women's natural nature to sabotage. I think a part of it is they have a curiosity for seeing what's going to happen next, and this. I think this curiosity in general is behind a lot of these decisions, and also this is female leadership too. Keep telling y'all, we are living in the aftermath of several generations of female leaderships by way of single mother-led households. So this nail tech, all right, who probably got a lot of colorful opinions. You understand? Somebody who thought Kamala Harris, all right, and her vast ineptitude was a good candidate. I'm sorry. I had to throw that shot, man, because I know she woke. But even she said, ma'am, you are wilding. So this woman brought in her 9-year-old son to get nails done. I'm sorry, to get his nails done. Not a manicure. I always forget which one is which, but not a mani-pedi. Not to clean his hands or cut his fingertips. I'm sorry, his fingernails. No, to get this nigga's nails done. I'm gonna let her tell her story.
We went back and forth, but at the end of the day, respect is respect, and we respected each other.
Hold on,
9-year-old boy getting acrylics will never be okay in my chair. Sad to say that I just had to turn away a client because she wanted to get her 9-year-old son's nails done. And I know and I understand that in today's times, people are who they are, but a 9-year-old boy getting acrylics will never be okay in my chair. I'm so sorry. I had to have words. We went back and forth, but at the end of the day, respect is respect, and we respected each other, and she respected my space.
Who are these niggas? I cried over it. You know what I'm saying? We need to stay.
You are accompanied by an adult, and I will no longer be doing, not press-ons, I'm sorry. I will be no longer doing acrylics for anyone underneath that age as well. 9 years old, a boy, Frenchies. Absolutely not. Never will happen in my case. We have to think about, guys, people are offing themselves because of being bullied at school. If I put acrylics, because for some reason she just wasn't understanding this, if I put acrylics on your 9-year-old son's nails and he goes to school and he can't just rip those things off, it'll be a mess. If he goes and get bullied, he might come and despise me in the next couple of years, and he will never forget me. He will never forgive me because it happened at such a young age, and he doesn't know anything about forgiveness. Like, it gets to a point, man. And I'm not in this chair as much as I used to be, thank God. But I do know the clients that I will and will not take. And that's something I just will not accept. And I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I understand that she was just trying to be a good parent and support her child. And I do.
How are you supporting your child by putting nails on them? Listen, let me tell you something. In the way, fan, that's grooming. You're grooming your child for that. And again, whatever their sexual orientation is, that's on them. That's their lifestyle and whatnot. But to a certain degree, like, no, she wasn't trying to do the right thing. This is a thing that she was encouraging. At the end of the day, you know it's not masculine for no boy or no man to walk around wearing anything a woman wears. It's the same thing with the bonnets and men wearing bonnets. Let me tell you something. If you are wearing a bonnet, that tells me a lot about where your resolve is at, all right? Where you are in your masculine awareness and masculine expression, because it should bother you to wear something that girls wear. That don't look good when girls wear it. You look like a fucking dickhead. You out in public. And not only that, you niggas be looking like you know you wrong. And listen, next time we see a nigga with a bonnet on, look him in his eyes. He gonna look away, bro. He gonna look away because he know he wrong. And the mother of this child, you know you wrong. The fact that your long-term thinking says, you know what, I should go put nails, French tip nails on my son's hands at 9 years old. If he want to play with his nails and shit, I know the boys is painting their nails black and shit like that. He want to play with his nails, that's on that. I'm sorry, that's on them. But you taking that boy to get his nails done like a girl, you're not a good parent. Because you're not really letting them arrive at that on their own and letting that be their identity on their own. That's another thing too. But like, when kids are at all queer, mothers do this, or queer or just different at all, mothers do this thing where it's again sabotage. If there's no man there, your mother's going to sabotage you. She's going to teach you things that are not helpful in the real world, right? Like we just seen with Blueface, right? Yo. The fact that not only has that nigga survived, but that nigga, fam, and also that shit also builds on the fact of, we can say that, on the fact that women really like men that they can control, men who are not smart, and men that whom like they know they never gonna be shit. And like Blueface is like a really special case because he has like the behavior of that kind of guy, but he got money and influence, you know what I'm saying? But yo, he does all the nigga shit. Yo, he gangbang, he go to jail, right? He celebrate jail. Matter of fact, and then he came home and doubled down and basically said, I didn't learn shit. I didn't see me going to jail as a negative thing. Hey, I got locked. Nigga, like, bro, you hurt somebody, bro. Y'all hurt someone. You was in a shooting. That's not normal, my nigga. All right, like, so for your kids, if your kids was in the same situation, you co-sign that. Come on, man. My name Manir, man. You understand? Hold on, man. I don't do nothing, man. Come on.
You don't even do nothing.
You don't do nothing.
What the?
And also, again, with communication, what the young lady also wants to say is that shit is gay. I'm not doing that gay shit. I'm not saying anything wrong with being gay, but we have gotten to where like that has become a whole play for women. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy how influence works. Even having proximity to someone you can influence them, they can influence you, right? And I feel like a lot of things just start with one person seeing one person do something. Like, for example, if you're in the supermarket these days, somehow all throughout the nation, people have decided from now on they're going to drag the cart from the front, and then which in turn makes the move way slower, right? Then they take up 2 lanes of traffic in the supermarket, and it just creates it's just a big fucking mess. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, again, you have to move around them and shit. They move because they don't realize they're moving slower, and they're constantly looking behind them doing this. I'm like, my nigga, how about you just push the shit then, nigga? But one person saw someone do that stupid shit, and now they're all doing it, right? So I really feel like one parent or one person saw a crazy parent who was actually just going in the sabotage mode. Because the thing is also too, when it comes to like this expression, if they are queer, right? I'm not going down the road of like, yo, you're gonna burn in hell or nothing like that. But at the same time, the Nell Tech made an interesting point about this is a person coming of age, and they have to go to school and interact with other kids, and you're making that child a target. And that person, if I'm sorry, that child, if they have acrylic nails on, they can't just remove them; they're glued on. From what I understand, or basically it would be really hard for them to remove them if they wanted to just remove them. You know what I'm saying? Like they fuck around and tear their nails off trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? So she's speaking to that too. But like I said before, and I was listening to Angry Man last night. He was making a point about how, pretty much speaking to how, and again, I don't think they can help it, by how your mother sabotages you. Because the thing is that women, especially black women, they really do not encourage their kids or their sons to think like men and seek out masculine leadership and developing masculine leadership. They teach them, because you don't even realize that you can handle things like a bitch. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I always say this, like, yo, all right, one of the problems with y'all doing this is all right, so what happens when when a threat bigger than you or a savage comes along? What are you going to do then? When the savage, when a nigga that don't give a fuck comes along, when an actual criminal comes along, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? You got to realize that a part of being masculine is being ready for war at all times. Being ready to get active at all times and having a plan for, if I got to get active, this is how it's going to go. Whether you're going for the hands or you going for the knives or the guns. But you to have some kind of plan for how would you defend yourself, or what would you do to if your safety was in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? What would you do if a confrontation like went too far and you had to defend yourself? Like what is your plan? Now women are less likely to want to go take jujitsu and want to go take boxing and want to go to the range. Again, we're not gonna get into the not all bullshit, right? But women are less likely to want to do these things. Whereas men, that's more natural to us. That still sounds exciting. I still want to get into training at some point. You know what I'm saying? And that's my goal for me and my Levi next year is for us to get into something. You know what I mean? Some kind of self-defense. I want him to start learning how to use firearms and all that. I want to start getting him driving. You know, and building on his strengths and all that, you know. But I wanted to play this first because it fits into our whole subject about this simp activity. And mothers like the mother that she's describing is how a lot of would-be good men or men who could be good men wind up being targets for these predators out here. You know what I mean? Because the way they raise them, they wind up being more open. like a Blueface being more open to a Hazel Lee. All right. A woman that's like, shit, Hazel Lee is 17 years older than him. Literally old enough to be his mom, and she calling his mom. Nasty work, King. But anywho, wanted to take it back, man, to this story I heard earlier with Anton. You know what? We're gonna let the drum play all the way out. Fuck it. So this is the story with a gentleman who's from the gentleman archetype. So this is someone who definitely has simped before. Also someone who's probably a good dude but doesn't really have. He got a lot of anger. Dudes like this be actually a little bit angry because they face a lot of frustration, and also when you're the gentleman archetype like this, like you wind up kind of being, how can I say, less respected, and you're more unaware of how to deal with people. Like, for example, the woman that he's describing is a bitch. The woman he's describing is a savage. The woman he's describing is someone who will leave this nigga high and dry. Someone that, yo, if she could rob this nigga, she would. No, I'm just saying, like, this. When you start hearing him describe her and you think about what kind of girl would say this to you, you know that, yo, this bitch is cold, bro. Like no joke. Yo, I love these hats that Anton got. Like, yeah, like that. I aspire to have the kind of merch that y'all niggas see me wear and say, I really fuck with that. I really would like to have one. But anyway, so going back to the dude, right? So it's a few different things that that he's not getting and that he didn't come to the situation understanding. First and foremost, when you deal with women, you gotta understand that don't be getting caught up in trying to perform being perfect for them. You need to just have your foundation together. What's your idea of right from wrong? That's why I always say on a regular basis, we have to keep refining our idea of right from wrong. Also understanding, listen, you gotta understand like what seduction is, and you will do best with women that you can actually seduce. Like women who have an attraction for you. Look, let's say you ain't got the bread. Women who have an attraction for you, those are the women that you can seduce. You have to be working on seduction from the beginning, and also understanding what kind of conversations are turn offs, understanding how to be fun. All right, breaking the touch barrier and shit. You know what I mean? And because me personally, I'm trying to establish attraction right away. If you acting standoffish, you acting weird. Listen, it's no need to waste time. I'm too old for that. All right, I'm not 40, but listen, I'm almost big 40. So I said to say that this is the kind of nigga that don't realize, yo, you don't understand these women, or you couldn't put her in the right category, because for one, you don't realize that you may think and be handling and processing things like a woman. You know what I'm saying, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to address the bitch in you, one way or the other. Whether it's just you being a bitch, as in you being a cunt, or you being a coward, right? Or in some instances, you are thinking like a woman, hence thinking like a bitch. No offense, no offense. I'm just doing content. Don't mind me. I'm just doing content. Don't stress about it. Okay, it's fine. All right. So I'm gonna let him tell a story in a second, but I want to kind of give it that background. Also, and Anton's gonna touch on this too when he talks about how, because at some point she talks about showing him a video that she saw on social media, and the video, again, most social media content is a form of like pornography, because it's supposed to be performative, it's supposed to be exaggerated, it's supposed to be a little outside of the norm of what you would experience in real life and what's realistic. Like pornography cannot really be but so lit if it's too realistic. I like amateur porn personally, but I can understand why some people maybe don't like it. Or me personally, like I want to see certain things, and that's what's going to give me stimulation. So like it's the same thing with content. So the video that she was showing him was basically a video that basically said, hey, listen, a man that really likes you, it's always based off of if he wanted to, he would. And if it's never about, okay, this kind of guy can do this if he wants to. It's like, no, in general, if he wanted to give, it's always about money too. If he wanted to give you this money or spend this money, then he would do it. He would find a way. And what that does is feed the, how can I say, your desires to like not care about the how. Because women don't really care about how. Not really. That's how you can get women to buy all kinds of cars and credit cards and all types of commitments, because women won't think about, how am I going to pay this? Really think about that. Really think about, or even in the example we brought up earlier with the little boy, the mother who's entrusted with caring for this child is not thinking about, how will this impact them in the future? How will this impact their development? How am I supporting them properly? Anyway, so he's gonna go through how he met this girl, his experience, and I'm gonna try my best to not stop the video too much. All right, so let's go.
On a dating app, we hit it off. She's attractive, and the conversation was good. We talked about a lot of different things. I felt that we had a few things in common, and I was like excited, to meet her. So we met up, and that was our first meetup. I wouldn't even really call it a date, but I was just like, wow, I just loved her energy. She's very ambitious, like I said, pretty and all that stuff. But yeah, weeks go by, we're getting to know each other. I'm taking her out to different places, different environments, things like that. I got her some flowers, and everything's, seeming to go good. Now, when I probably reached like the 7th date mark, I was kind of like scratching my head a little bit too, because she mentioned a couple things, right? She mentioned one thing about like grand gestures and stuff like that. You know, most people that know me, like I'm a very simple guy. Like I like romance and stuff like that. But she just kept making emphasis on like grand gestures and stuff like that. So she's a grand person, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm still learning her, right? So didn't really think nothing of it at the time. And then she also mentioned, because we're getting to know each other. She's like, yeah, I don't really, because I think we talked about like just we got on the subject of cooking and cleaning, and she was like, yeah, I would outsource, like cooking and cleaning. So she says that, and I'm not really tripping too hard on it because I'm not one of those.
Nigga, you should trip hard on it, nigga. She don't do but so many things. See, this is the kind of nigga right here who want his girl to be his best friend. And I understand why. And again, he seems like he's a young guy. Doesn't really seem to be that old, right? But I'm gonna guess that he's near 30. And this is what's going on with that young lady. Matter of fact, we're gonna pull up this clip with India Love, right? Where she talks about wanting a family and everything, right? And CGA always talks about this different timeline that women are on and that men are not aware of. So India Love has been she turns 30 next year, according to this post right here, right? So India Love has been outside for a long time. She's been with a lot of matter of fact, hold on. Please name all the celebrities that India Love has been with publicly. Soulja Boy, Lil Yachty, Rich the Kid, Sheck West, Drake, let's see, Roddy Rich. Nah, nigga, dive deeper, nigga. Tell me more. The Game. Who else we got? Ron Robinson, Justin Combs, Jayon Love, Cliff Dixon. Damn, Rick Ross. I said Lil Yachty, Rich the Kid, John Smith, a football player, Dwayne Bacon, Devin Haney, professional boxing champion. You understand? So I came to know her. This is back in like 2017. Now, mind you, it's not like she's a really old person. Like this person is only 29 years old. So she became famous around like 2017. So that's like about 8 years or so. And within 8 years, those just the guys you know publicly. So if you don't understand the monetized dating market, right? Shout out to CGA. Then you don't understand what's going on right here. So she's about to get into where she's at in life right now, right? So this is what's going on with old girl from the video. Check it out.
2026 is to be aligned with God's will for my life, and I've done a lot of doing what I wanted to do in my 20s, and in 2026 I will be out of my 20s and in the first chapter of my 30s. And with that being said, I want to be aligned with what God has for me and what God wants me to do with my life and my career and my platform.
You heard that? What God has for me. Basically, what she's saying, listen, I want daddy to handle it. I want a man to fix it. She know that, you are running out of time. You have aged out the game. Now, luckily, she's a really attractive girl, but the thing is, reputation is shot. And we're in a different era. Before, a woman like this could transition perfectly from being in the 304 type headspace to get married. And don't get me wrong, CGA always talks about how these girls do get married and they do want to get married, right? But the thing is, we're in a different phase. 22 to 27 is still the best time for women to get married because that's when you were still fertile, my nigga. And another thing about this, how can I say, this desire to kind of extend your childhood and avoid responsibility, fam, like, you don't need to do that but for so long. Like 25 is a good age to start getting serious. I tell my sister, around like 22, all right, you need to start getting serious about that shit because you're about to start aging out. Your body's going to start changing. You're not going to be in your prime. This is the most men are ever going to want to talk to you, right? And on top of that, again, like your body's like a car. The longer you're out here, the more miles go on the car. All right. And at the very least, is the body of the car is getting older, right? So it doesn't matter how good the car is. A 99 Benz S Class is 99 Benz S Class. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit's still gonna look old, even if you didn't drive it. You know what I'm saying? But on top of that, it's miles on it. It's gonna be mad miles on it. And the truth is that you did drive it, right? And we gotta think about how valuable is that car? How good is that car? right? So the older woman gets and everything, like it's like kind of like an older car. Like there's still wear and tear and miles on this car because we're in the future. Time has passed by. That's a normal thing. So, but the car doesn't get better as time goes on. It just doesn't. And men gotta understand that. You gotta respect that. So what she's trying to do is transition out of this shit because she understands, I'm at the end of the game. So the young man that's talking, right? He's saying a lot. Hold on, real quick before we go. Somebody writes, Soheem Perry's writes, so this is what Kevin Samuels was talking about. These women want to be outside, quote unquote, and waste all their 20s away playing around with men. And when they turn 30 full of emotional baggage, they want to settle down. But listen, this is where we at. And one of the reasons why girls do that is because of sabotage from other women. Women go into sabotage mode. Older women are always sabotaging young women into thinking that, yo, you have your whole 20s to be a hoe, or you got your whole 20s to play, whatever it is. If you're not in a committed relationship, what else are you doing unless you keep, again, these women, if they are attractive, they're not keeping their vagina to themselves. They're not somewhere reading the Bible. Like, no, you're going to meet people. You'll meet people you like and whatnot, and you may have a situationship. And if you're not careful about it, a woman can fuck around and have 2 or 3 sexual partners a year effortlessly. Especially if she's attractive. I mean, up until about 40 years old, and even past that, she can always meet a guy, especially on a dating app or Tinder, or wherever, that she thinks is attractive and hook up with him. And like, simple as that. And that shit can add up. You got to realize that, men don't be realizing how much more of an advantage women have when it comes to having sexual experiences and sexual experience. Now it doesn't make them good at sex, but they will rack up sexual experiences. You know what I mean? And they're able to do so way more than men, right? So anywho, so I brought this up because that's where that girl is at in her life. She feel like, all right, boom, I've aged out. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time for me to find the kind of man that I can control. You know what I mean? So from the beginning, she's doing a few different things. I always tell you that women are always doing business, right? And they're always negotiating. Like CJ always says, men are in love, women are in business. So she's always looking at it as, I'm creating a stronger base, stronger foundation for future negotiations, right? Or I'm setting a certain standard to get you into thinking like, all right, this is what's going to be an expectation. So that's what they'll do. So we can kind of maybe put that all under the umbrella of training, right? And even in real life, even in random conversations and whatnot, whenever a woman tries to train me, or because what women will do from time to time is like basically say, how can I say, what's a good one? Homegirl of mine said, yeah, I was watching your channel, some things you see on there, are misogynistic and, or a little misogynistic. And I looked at her like, the word misogyny only works if you have innate respect for men in the way where they feel respected. Being as though we know that's not the case, that concept is null and void. Why should I have all this reverence and consideration for someone who does not have the same reverence and consideration for me? That would make me an idiot. That would make me that make me a coward, honestly. Because that's the same as if I know a dude who's not nice to me at all, but I'm always trying to be nice to him. If you saw that, you would think, all right, I wouldn't look very masculine or very manly if I did that. So if that's the case, I'm like, for the most part, most women are hostile towards men. So if I know that, what am I concerning myself with trying to? I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that when she said that I didn't correct myself, I didn't try to soften anything, and I stood on business and everything. She got to respect that. And also, she getting stimulated. Men don't even be realizing that, you have to respond to women's test and shit test aggressively. All right? And because for the most part, first and foremost, when she said to him she likes grand gestures, he should have challenged that. Or, and again, he should have given her a clear challenge and made her expound on that and let her know what it's going to be. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. If you're in a situation where you have an arrangement, then that's a little bit different. But what she was trying to do, like I said before, trying to train him, you know what I mean, to be obedient, train him to, again, this is a 304's fancy. A 304's fancy is always being able to get the most resources and energy and time and attention out of a man without giving him too much sex. Because again, 304 has to protect their that's their asset right there, right? So if they always fucking, or if they always get taken to pound town, they have a sore vagina. They got to keep that thing fresh. Gotta save it. Too many miles, you know what I mean? So if she can manage to get dates and attention and time and whatnot, first of all, she's already training you, you know what I'm saying, to not be wearing her pussy out, you know what I'm saying? And she gets to still have a good time. Don't get me wrong, me personally, I've never experienced this. Anyone that I've ever been fucking want to always have sex with me. You know what I'm saying? I never experienced like it being a problem or I need to do something. Only time I ever experienced anything close to that was with the craziest women I've ever known. And these were women who had to take antidepressants. Now, if anyone knows about antidepressants keeps women from getting orgasms. So it's very, very weird dynamic, right? And it makes them more, it makes them kind of asexual. It makes them like aggressive and up and down towards you, right? And anywho, that's why it's important to know their background. But anywho, so that girl is trying to transition, you know what I'm saying, into being a kept woman. And also you got to realize that, again, women, depending on their experiences, whatever positive things they experience, they'll want to try to experience it again. And so, again, women don't care about the how. So in their mind, they'll feel like, all right, well, I had a man I was seeing that would give me $400 every time I saw him. Now, she may know that you can't give up $400, but what she does know is that, all right, well, you make a good amount of money, and I should be able to get something out of you. You know what I mean? But I got to make sure that I'm starting things off right to maintain a certain, like, power dynamic. But again, he would have done better to stop seeing her from the beginning. Because this is the kind of girl who was probably selling some pussy. Whenever women talk like that, that means that they're open to sex work. When women talk about, basically, yo, you gotta spend this amount of money, that means they're into sex work. Now, unfortunately, sex workers or people who think like sex workers are heavy on social media in terms of making level up content and shit like that. Those same women are becoming famous on social media and they're spreading those ideologies and making them more normalized. And now men have that to contend with. So it's kind of like a chicken or the egg thing. Like, we're not really sure where it's coming from. Or is it that this is who women really are? Or is it that because women are consuming this kind of content that they're thinking this way? Because I'm going to show you the part of the clip where she talks about this video too.
Guys, it's like expecting my woman, oh yeah, you got to cook and clean and just do like all this domestic stuff at the house, because, you know, I'm very much a domestic type of person. Like, I cook, clean, and do stuff.
That nigga said he a domestic type of person. My bad. I'm gonna touch on this too. Sir, you do need to be on that shit. One of the worst feelings is being around a woman who thinks that you supposed to treat her like a man. Because it always kind of comes down to you treat her like a woman according to what women like, and vice versa. Okay, like, that's not a healthy relationship if you're doing most of the cooking. It's not a healthy relationship if y'all live together and you're doing most of the cleaning. You have to have confidence in her, because for the most part, she puts full confidence in you to go make that money. She's never worried about, are you going to keep making the same amount of money and do you need help making your money? She's never worried about that. For the most part, she's thinking, you'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, she never thinks about, damn, like what if he loses his job? Her plan for if you lose your job is just to leave you, not help you get another one. You know, you understand? And this guy right here hasn't outgrown that. He hasn't outgrown, and you know that he keeps mentioning she was very attractive. So what that also meant was that the girl was too attractive for him, and he wasn't used to girls that pretty. That happens to the best of us. It's just different levels to it, bro. Like, being around like niggas who ain't got shit, like, I started kind of seeing, oh wow, you know what? Y'all have a way lower bar. Like, even for like what you think a cute big girl is, right? Like, I remember like having conversations with niggas about like certain women, and I'm like, bro, I'm not getting out of bed for her. I'm not crushing on her. Like, yo, she cool, but yo, that bitch big, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm just saying, like, that's a big girl. I'm not thirsting over this person in a way where I'm a bring it up to my friend. But for niggas who ain't got shit, all they can think about is ass and having sex with her. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, when you level up, you see a woman as a whole. You think about how she makes you look. You know, are you really actually attracted to her? That's the thing about money too. Money allows you to be more honest with yourself about what you want and what you actually like. If you can afford, for example, when it comes to food, right? If you can afford better tasting food than McDonald's, then McDonald's can be kind of nasty. Or you can be more comfortable saying McDonald's is nasty or McDonald's is trash because you can afford, even though McDonald's not really cheap no more, but you can afford to eat better food. You can afford to get better stuff. You know what I mean? So anyway, but that's always and again, young men gotta hear this shit. Like, yo, you have to have a clear idea of your program. Cooking and cleaning is a minimum. And of course, like, listen, that's fair. I'm not saying that you gotta do all the cooking. Most black men can cook pretty well, right? I cook very well. It's like no one will ever have to make all my meals for me, but I know that I have to let her do it so she can be good at it. That's how girls get good at cooking is when they cook all the time. But that's also a huge red flag. He also mentioned that she said she would outsource it. I'm gonna tell you, bro, that is high level sugar baby talk right there. That means that she's only used to showing up to fuck. She may indeed have never experienced being a long-term girlfriend that does anything, and which also feeds into my theory that this is someone trying to come out of the sex work life or come out of the sugar baby life, and they're looking for a long-term living trick.
As well.
I see so many red flags in this conversation already.
I'm gonna speed up a little bit.
All should be cooked.
I'm like, okay, cool. We all, continue talking about that.
Gotta continue to ascend, and if this is the way you starting off, it was gonna be bad in the first place.
And I think we all, continue talking about that. And she mentions like, oh, like I hate the patriarchal system. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Again,
okay, cool.
Just kind of like at this point, I'm starting to like put two and two together. I feel like I'm like, dang,
he should have got out of this immediately. Right after all of those red flags, she laying out the markers for you, dog. She's telling you, and now if you continue to go down this path, because see, I'm not even blaming her at this point. If you go down this path of simping, then this is why we call it simping, or trying to look for the approval of women and all of that. I don't care what she look like. I don't care how bad she is. None of that matters, bro. Character, making sure y'all equally yoked. You are in for a world of hurt. She don't like patriarchy, which means that she don't like structure. She don't like instruction. She don't like being told what to do. She want to do what she want to do. So she's a feminist, right? She don't like cooking and cleaning. So she lazy. She's expecting grand gestures. And you still sitting there having a conversation with you. Where do you think this is going to go?
She's very hands-off in this whole dating process.
She said she's been very hands-off. Hold on, let me bring that shit back before I get to my point. Hold on.
And you still sitting there having a conversation with you. Where do you think this is going to go?
She's very hands-off in this whole dating process. Because by now, like, we're like almost 2 months in. I've taken her on several dates. She hasn't like even offered like, or even brought me like a beer or something, just something like small to just show like appreciation. None of that has occurred, and that's kind of the stuff I kind of look out for too, like when I'm, dating somebody.
Then you nigga said we are 2 months in. When you are grown, bro, you don't give someone. It's one thing if like you were 2 months in because there were weeks where I couldn't get together and whatnot, or maybe something happened when she was traveling and went away. Because more likely what's going on is that she's definitely getting dicked down by someone else. Okay, that's one. All right. Also, real talk. She doesn't necessarily have to, but you should make women invest in you. All right, and you should look out for that. You should not have to go 7 dates. I'm not saying she really gotta take you nowhere, but she should either be coming to your house to cook, or you coming to where she live at for her to cook something for you. All right, even if it's just she gonna give you a massage, something. So that tells me a lot about the kind of energy that you command from the women, right? How you are. Also, the part about the patriarchy, and again, a lot of men do not see, we don't see ourselves as a group and as things being a group effort. So we don't be realizing like, yo, that when we're at war and when the other person is putting together a war strategy and your ass over there just thinking, yeah, well, she's a great girl. Because again, your testosterone and your desire to have sex will make you see the best in this person. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, the more good a woman looks, the more tolerable she is. Period. That's why he was able to go out with her 7 goddamn times. I'm not hearing about no smooches, nothing like that. And that's another thing too about like, yo, men are the most successful when they go after women who actually like them back. Now again, if they would have had a price and an arrangement, this would be a lot different. Also, for all the money that he was spending, he could have started seeing a young lady from seeking arrangements, right? And he could have got what he needed, right? And if he was getting what he needed, he wouldn't have been so thirsty. Let me tell you something right now. When you are already fucking someone else and everything, you are way more confident around other women, and you're just not in scarcity, right? And you're more willing to walk away. Because the reality is this: I've been thinking more about what does it mean to have an abundance mindset, right? And I have to keep adjusting my understanding of that. Of course, it's the opposite of a scarcity mindset, but an abundance mindset is one where you understand that this girl is not one of one. There's more coming. There's girls just like her turning 18 and 24 every single day.
It's something
He's
small.
too nice of a guy. This is such a nice guy, and he don't know no better. He's such a nice guy.
Just to show like, hey, here's a beer. I know you. This is your, one of your favorite beers or something like that, or some French fries or something. But nothing to that point. And I was like, all right, cool. So I asked her, like, are you a little bit more different in a relationship? Like, do you show up differently in a relationship?
No.
And she's kind of like, yeah, I don't want to do girlfriend things for someone I'm not in a relationship with.
Yo, if you are a millennial man, yo, there is a chance that you have had a conversation with a woman, right? And you've heard her dead ass repeat things that she's heard on social media and say it to you as if it's an original thought, as if it makes all the sense in the world. That's not even how dating works. Again, this strategy, but this is where we got to blame the men. This strategy only works when the men are not standing on business and you let your dick guide your actions. Anyway, we 2 hours in, man. I'm gonna get back to this tomorrow, man. But I wanted to get into this shit because, listen, at the end of the day, someone did not inform that young man, and more than likely his family, but more important, probably his mother, sabotaged him in terms of not informing him on how women actually move, how women think, and how to actually get women, to be attracted to them. Most women are not going to tell their sons how to get women to be attracted to them. That's why guys are always surprised that you like a bad boy, you like a criminal. Why do all bad men have women? Because that's life. He's more manly than you. You have to be able to excite her primal urges, bro. And if you don't excite her primal urges, then you move on to a woman whom you do get that kind of energy from, because you'll be more happy with that person. You're more fulfilled with that person, and also too, like if you could really deal with someone who's showing you almost no effort and no interest in everything, it says a lot about you and your self-esteem and what you think is okay and what's not okay. Right. Not only that, also how you view time. Like, this guy seems like he probably is doing pretty well for himself. But as far as your personal life, you don't see any value to your own time. You don't think that, yo, this will be a waste of my time. Why would I put my time into this? Right. And also you noticing that, yo, she's not making any gestures. A lot of times men will feel like I've come too far to turn back, or I'm too invested. And men have a hard time walking away. And and that's the business aspect. You know what I'm saying? But that's the benefit of the business aspect. It's like, yo, if you can walk away, there's also value in that too. That's why, like, yo, when I had that situation with my ex a few years ago, it really hurt, pause. But after what I went through with my other ex, I'm like, yo, I know what it is to have several opportunities, or have opportunities, or have times where y'all done broke up, and had y'all stayed broken up and you going down a different path, you be further along in life. I'm like, yo, I'm not going to keep going down this path, especially given that I keep getting opportunities to get off the ride and just build to cut ties. You gotta always treasure and always enjoy the possibility or the fact that you don't have to deal with this woman. But anyway, have a good night, man. Love y'all. Subscribe to the channel.